Hey everyone, thanks for joining us again. Today I'm going to show you how to paint this lovely warm colored sunset with clouds and a forest and hills. And you're going to need your paint colors, yellow, black, and red, a rinse cup with water, some masking tape or scotch tape, but remember, if you don't have the tape, that's okay. Paintbrush, paper towel for rinsing your brush, palette paper or a plate or something you can put your paint onto. And then you're also going to need a clean paper towel, and you're going to save that for the end for doing your fluffy clouds. All right, let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to use our tape trick that we learned in our last video. So we're going to take our tape carefully so it doesn't stick to itself, and you're going to tape down the edges of your paper to your work surface, whether it be a piece of cardboard, a piece of newspaper, something that is okay to get some paint on. Tape the edge, stick it down. You do have to rip more than one piece of tape to cover your edge, that's okay. I've just had lots of practice. Put it down. Last piece. Okay. Now you just make sure your edges are stuck. And then we can start painting. So first, we're going to need our red paint. Get a nice good amount of paint on there. And then we're going to take our brush and load our brush up with that red paint to create our beautiful summer sunset. So starting in the corner up here, you're just going to drag it all the way down. Go back for paint whenever you run out. And we're going to make sure we go over our tape edge, and that's going to give us our nice clean cut edges once we peel our tape. It's going to look really professional and awesome. So I'm going to go almost halfway down. Say maybe that's a third of the way down the page, because we're going to have to add a couple more colors for our sunset. Now, with our red, we're going to mix a beautiful orange, and the way you do that is you just add some yellow. Now, everyone might end up with a slightly different looking orange shade, but as long as it's not the same as your red, then it will look fine. That's a nice summery orange, very warm color. Makes me think of going to the beach. Okay, so now right alongside your red, you're going to drag your orange down. You can push it up into the red. And same thing, we're going to go down about a third of the way, leaving enough room for one final sunset color. And remember, if you're not as fast as me, don't worry about it. You can pause your video, go back. If you make a mistake, you can grab a fresh piece of paper. Just take your time. It's a good thing about videos. You can always pause them and go back as many times as you need to. All right, now I want the yellow to be extra bright, so we need to rinse that orange off of our brush so it doesn't mix in. Clean. Dry our brush. I always have paint on my hands because I'm always painting something. So if you get paint on your hands, don't worry, that just means you're an artist. Now, we're going to take our bright yellow, keep keeping it away from our orange so it doesn't mix in. And same thing, but we're going to start from the bottom corner so that we don't accidentally mix into our orange. Just going to bring it up to meet that sunset orange. Remember to go over your tape edge. And once you get to your orange and all of your yellow areas are covered, then you can smush it up into the orange. And it'll make a nice blended color. And it's starting to look like a nice bright sky with the sun setting in the corner. Beautiful. Okay, now we need to make a color that's kind of like brown, kind of like yellow ochre, and that's going to be a mountain in the distance. So we're going to need some more yellow, so just fill your yellow blob up a little bit more. That should be good. And very carefully, we just need one tiny drop, because if you put too much, it'll be too dark. So just one, just like that. And this is going to give us a nice brownish color. And this is going to be our mountain that's off in the distance. It's not going to be very solid, so we don't want it to be totally black. That's looking good to me. So now, very easy. Just make a bumpy line, drag them from one corner down to the bottom of your page. And then fill it in with that color. Right down like that. Awesome. Now you're going to rinse, rinse, rinse. And our next color is going to be solid black. So get some black on your paper or your plate, whatever you have. Rinse, 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 and dry your brush. Now we're going to take this black and this one, you're going to very carefully, you're going to make a mountain that's closer, so it's going to be lower on the view, and you're going to drag it down just like that, and you fill in with black. Very cool. Now next we need a couple of trees. Doesn't matter what kind of trees, but I usually find the pine trees are the easiest to do. So you just do little swoops sideways, little swoop sideways, and a trunk. Then you can fill in a little bit beside the trunk. Now you have a tree, and you can add another tree if you like. Swoop, 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 trunk. Just like that. And if you're feeling very brave, you can add some trees in your brown color on your brown mountain, but just make sure that you rinse your black off, because if the trees look too dark, our illusion won't make as much sense. Our distance illusion here. So we're going to go into that muddy brown color. And I'm just going to add little tiny trees. So just little swoops up, just like that. These ones you don't have to add the branches because they're very far away. So they can just be little tiny sweeps like that. Awesome. Now we're going to take our extra paper towel we had, and we're going to add some sunset clouds. So we're going to try and make a puffy end and an end that we hold on to so we can dab. And I think I want our clouds to be yellow, like the sun is shining from below. So we're going to take some fresh yellow. We're going to take our cloud stamper, get that yellow on there, and we're going to go right up into this orange area because that's where our yellow will look the brightest. And we just puff them down from this top corner. Doesn't that look awesome? Puff them down, go back for paint whenever you need it. Very cool. And add some up here. And making them in this yellow color, it really gives you that sunset golden feel. That looks great. And I think everyone is going to be very impressed with your new painting skills. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to carefully put our palette aside. Rinse and dry our paintbrush to make sure the paint doesn't dry onto it. Carefully get rid of our paper towel stamper. And now the fun part, peeling this tape. Okay, I'm going to start up here. Remember to be gentle so you don't rip your paper. If you need a parent or an older sibling or a friend to help you, you can go get them. Alright, there's one piece. See that nice sharp edge? Just beautiful. Now, which one did I put down here? This long one. I'm going to start from this edge. So if you notice that your tape is ripping your paper a little bit, then try starting from the other edge. And it should be fine. Gently hold your paper's edge down and pull the tape away. Awesome. Doesn't that look cool? All right, now we're going to take our horizontal tape down here. Gently. I don't like how that's looking, so we're going to start from the other edge. Art is always an experiment. Some things work and some things don't. Awesome. I love this painting. Now see, it's ripping a little, so I'm going to start from this edge instead. Let's see. There we go. And as long as you're gentle, it should turn out just fine. And there you have it. A beautiful summery sunset. Could be by the lake or in a forest. Very cool. Thanks for joining us.